and we're going to look at fabrics and quilts. The first quilt we're going to look at, Fran, is the Dreamweaver. All of the quilts that we show you in this segment are going to be from this book called Quick as a Wink. The book, the patterns that we're showing you, the quilts that we're showing you are only available in this book. However, we're going to give you a suggested alternative. So if you would rather use an individual pattern rather than getting the book free, then you will get that pattern free. All right, this one's called Dreamweaver, and we have some great fabrics for that.
I love the quilting on this one. Can I turn it over and show?
Oh, absolutely.
It's just so fun. It's like waves and bubbles.
That one is good. We have an excellent long arm quilter. Now, do we have any more of this?
There's one kit online.
Oh, there's one kit
It's a
online
last
that
chance.
has this exact fabric, but we have more fabric that we're going to show you, because if we run out of one fabric, we bring out another so that you can see what it looks like. So this is a different fabric, but it'll give you the same look. This one is a beautiful batik, and that quilt has 2 batiks and then 1 solid. And so it would give you a very similar look. Yeah, why don't we put that over there so they can see? It's a similar look to this, although not exact. So this is your focus fabric, or your number 1 fabric. You'll have 2 left over. You compare those 2, and your number 2 fabric is the light. The number 3 fabric is your dark. And these are gorgeous, gorgeous batiks. Love them. All right, here's your kit number. It's called Blue Magic. The pattern that we used was Dreamweaver. But if you do not want to take the book Quick as a Wink, then you can take the pattern Hopscotch as a suggestion. Or if you see a different fabric pattern that you like, it'll work with any pattern on our website. And by the way, if you don't want to buy kits, the patterns are $5.99 each, and the books are $15.99 each. So if you want to bust that stash, it's a great way to do that. All right. The next kit that we have is also from Quick as a Wink, and this one is called Entwined. And Entwined is a lovely rendition of a red and black quilt. This one I think was one of the most popular ones in the books. Everybody really enjoyed it. And here are the fabrics that we have for this one. We have a red, we have a gray. Now sometimes we have to replace fabrics. We ran out of this gray, but we have this great little gray that we put in instead. And then we have the black squigglies, and so that's your number 3. So we chose the red as your focus. Now whenever you're doing something that doesn't really have a large print, like I was saying, your focus fabric is your largest print, you can just choose which one you want to be in your focus area. There's exactly the same amount of fabric in every position, so you can put any one of the fabrics in any position and even get a really different look by changing them around. But the rule of thumb is fabric number 1 goes in the focus, light in the number 2, dark in the number 3. Our pattern is Entwined. The kit number is 8020426. The pattern Entwined, as you saw in this kit, is only available in Quick as a Wink, but as an alternate pattern, you could use the Puzzle Me This pattern. All right. Now the next one, this is a fun fabric too. So this one is called In a Flash. In every book that I do, I try to make sure that I have a super simple, easy one. And this one went together in a flash. So that's how we named that particular one. So it's gorgeous fabric. And let's pull this over here so you can see it. All right. So we chose the purples as your number 1. And as you can see, that right over here, this is your largest block that's in the quilt. So that's where your focus fabric goes. Then this fabric is your lightest of the 2 remaining. It becomes your background fabric. And then the blue is the accent and the borders. So you can see how that plays out in your quilt. So those are beautiful fabrics from QT. And that kit number is 8020257. It's in a flash, and it's from the book Quick as a Wink. If you would like an alternate pattern and skip the book, then we recommend that you try It's a Snap. It's also a very simple pattern when you put it together, but it certainly does look great whenever you get it all put together. Okay, this one has a sad story. We made this quilt, and the fabric is on order, but it will not be here until November. So we will be letting you know whenever that comes out. It's been a very, very popular quilt, and we have made it in some other, we're showing it in another fabric, but this particular one, the real pretty blue rose and pink roses, are only available in November. So we will keep you informed as we go along. This is what we're recommending as an alternative to the blue roses. We picked out these pretty fabrics. They're in more of the earthy tones, but a beautiful fabric. So this would be your focus fabric, which is in your largest block here. And then your light, number 2 fabric, would go where the light blue is. And then the red would be your darkest color, and that goes in that section. Beautiful, beautiful fabrics. Okay, so we have Country Charm is the name of this kit. The book is called, the pattern in the book is called Modern Charm, and it's from the book Quick as a Wink, and the alternate pattern is Heartland. And this is the alternate pattern. A little bit different design, but an individual pattern that is available if you choose to take that. And remember, you either take an individual pattern with each kit, or you skip taking the little patterns, and you will get the book free with 3 kits. And I'm not sure that did you have a question?
No, someone just said that when you hold up the pattern, it covers the number. So maybe to the side just a little bit so they can still see the number.
Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you for the suggestion, and I will do that. All right. This one is called Pinwheel Party. I had fun with this one. It's just a real fun pink and purple quilt. It would make a great quilt for a little girl or for a little girl at heart. And I know a lot of people enjoy the pinks and purples. I have my sister, just in case Ruth is watching, this would be the quilt out of the whole book that Ruth would pick because it's got such pretty pinks and purples in it. Okay, so this one, it has a small pinwheel that's been bordered, and we'll look at those fabrics now, Fran. And the number 1 pattern, again, has these, and you might scan this, it has lots of beautiful colors in that number 1. There's nothing quite like batiks. So that's our number 1 focus fabric. This is our number 2, or our lightest fabric. And this is the number 3, or our darkest fabric. And I would say, now this makes it so easy for you if you want to use my patterns for stash busting. It is so easy to go in there and find 1 or 2 yards of each fabric and just pick out your focus, your light, and your dark, and you're on your way. It's not a big headache at all. Okay, so this one is called Pinwheel Party. That's the kit. Here's your kit number, 8020259. It is called Pinwheel Party, and it's from the book Quick as a Wink. Remember, all of these that we're showing you now are from the book Quick as a Wink. But the alternate pattern, I'm going to scoot this down like this. The alternate pattern is Pinwheel plus 1. So that's a single pattern. It's a little bit different look to it because it doesn't have the bordered blocks, but it would still give you a cute quilt. And I just saw my niece, Rebecca. Sorry, I got a lot of nieces. I just saw Rebecca here a couple of weeks ago, and she was telling me that her favorite quilt block ever is the pinwheel. She loves pinwheels. Okay, so that one is called Pinwheel Party. Now this one is fun.
I think this one's my favorite out of this book.
Is it? Well, I love it. I love the colors. I have a tendency to lean toward the blues and the greens.
Yeah.
And this one is really a pretty one. And it's called Rickrack. And it's made with 3 different batiks. And let me look at that just a second, friend. I have to look at it to remember what I did. Okay, so well, when you've written this many patterns, sometimes you forget exactly what you do. I guess I could look at my book, right? This one has 1 block that's made with 2 colors. So, if I'm not mistaken, let me look and see if this one
It's
is.
very cool how it's done. So, I mean,
Yes, it would, but I'm going to look and see. Yes, we do have an A and a B block. I did remember correctly there. Okay, cropping tool. Yay! Yeah, it's pretty cool the way it goes together. As soon as we find the block, we'll show you.
yes.
Okay, but we have partial blocks
Oh,
here.
good.
Okay, here we go. So here is 1 block.
Oops, I got it upside down.
Okay, and this is the second. I mean, this is the first block right here. And then let's kind of scooch it just a little bit. Okay, so that's your first block. And then your second block is here. So you can see this is the dark blue, the purple, the dark blue with the light. And this one is the purple, purple, blue, and the light. So you have those 2 blocks, but when you put them together, it makes it look like it's stair-stepping. And all you're doing is making 2 color waves and you're putting them together.
I love
So-
the way you've designed them so that you arrange the blocks and the colors in such a way so that it looks so much more complicated and difficult than it really is. They're really super fast and simple to put together.
I would love to hear from some of the customers that have made them. A lot of people tell us all the time that they can make a quilt in anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. And one lady was so excited she bought a quilt at 5 o'clock at a quilt show. And the next morning when we opened at 9 o'clock, she was standing there with the quilt. And she said, I made this in 3 hours last night. She was so excited. So we do have a video on that one. Okay, let's look at this one. So this is our fabric number 1, and we chose the blue because I liked the way it fell, and I wanted to have it to be more dominant. With the blues being more dominant, I chose that as my focus. You could have just as easily done the purple. If you would prefer the purple to be dominant, you would just switch those positions. And then we have the kind of a light blue teal color. Love those together. For your number 2, it's the lightest of the 2 remaining, and then number 3 is your darkest. Okay, this one is called Rickrack. It's 8020260, and it is from the book Quick as a Wink. The alternate pattern that we've chosen is called Jigsaw. So we try to always put one that kind of gives you a similar look, because none of the book patterns from Quick as a Wink are available as individual. It usually takes 2 to 3 years before we are able to do individual patterns from the books. Now, because we were doing, this will go real quickly because, again, this is from the book. I wanted to make sure you knew that this one is from the book, and it's called Roman Holiday. And we did show you those fabrics, so we're just going to go ahead and move on because I showed the blocks too. Okay. Oh, well, I guess I should tell you this, though.
Order numbers.
Order numbers? Okay. So we have our focus fabric is the black. The remaining 2 fabrics, you've got a light and a dark, so number 2 and number 3. And then your kit number is 8020505. Roman Holiday is the name of the kit and the pattern. It is in the book Quick as a Wink, and the alternate pattern that we're recommending is Puzzle Me This.
Perfect.
Okay. This next quilt is called Soho. I'm always amazed that I actually remember the names.
I'm impressed.
How many quilts have we've decided that we have like 115 now. How many different patterns that I've written. So there was an old lady who lived in a shoe. She had so many kids she didn't know what to do. I think mine goes to the quilt patterns. Okay, so this one is called Soho. We are out of this particular fabric, but we have an alternate that we put together. And if you're a regular watching our videos, you know I do something called pieces and parts. And we're going to do pieces and parts. Now, what the heck is pieces and parts? That is where I'm going to show you how to make these blocks. And we're going to use this fabric because it is totally different, but that will give you an idea of how we put the quilt together. Now, let's look at the book first. This is the pattern. And we do strip piecing. And again, we're going to be covering strip piecing a little bit later in our programs, so you just keep watching for that. This one is the block. We have units. We have a unit A and a unit B. We tell you how to do those, and then how you put it together to make this block. So super, super simple. Now, let's show you how that works here. We have our fabric one is this, what's this? This one's called Moonlight Garden 2. We had a Moonlight Garden 1 that sold out really fast. It's almost like you can see the moonlight coming through the trees as you're in a garden. Just really nice. Isn't that nice?
That's good. Yeah, I like it.
Well, I think we stole it from the selvage. But it's a great fabric for that look. And we have the secondary fabric, or our light fabric is here, and our dark fabric is here. So we have our fabric 1 is the focus, number 2 is the light, and number 3 is your darkest. And we are going to look at our pieces and parts now.
I love this part.
Yeah, this is fun. Okay, with the pieces and parts, remember I was showing you in the book the different pieces and parts together. So we have our unit A, and I'm going to show you. Here's unit A. We'll see. Yeah, that's right. So here's unit A. It looks like this, and it's consisting of 2 half triangles and a square. Now let's just take this over here, and we're going to put it, let's see, we're turned sideways. So let's put it right here. Then we have a unit B. The unit B looks like, let me move this over here. The unit B looks like this. So you've got 3 squares. It came from a strip assembly like this. And we're going to put that right here. Now
Stand your mic up a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Okay, how's that?
Better.
Okay. When I leaned over the table, my mic went upside down. Oh, that's a good idea, friend. Then I'll have to lean. So this is actually the unit A, but we turned it. Show them how we turned. So it's identical
To this one right here. So both of these are exactly the same, but all we did was just rotate it and flip it and put it down here.
And so now you have that first one of the block. And I do want to point out that these still have the seam allowances on them, so you won't, they're going to be a little bit larger than what they are on the quilt.
Right.
Now, in conjunction with that, we have the square. Oh, here's what our strip piecing looks like.
This is great. This is going to be really pretty.
I think it will. Let's block it out so you can see it. Okay. So we've got this, and we have this, and we're going to use our little pieces of paper to extend that so you can see what this quilt is going to look like. Isn't that great?
That is wonderful.
I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah. So this particular kit is Moonlight Garden 2, and the kit number is 8020498. If you ever see us put an extra number on the end, that's because we've run out of some of the fabrics, and so we have to make a secondary kit. And we can't always get exactly the same quantity in every fabric. So we'll make a Moonlight Garden 2. If you're thinking about making it into a twin or a queen king, we highly recommend that you buy your kits all at the same time. But if you don't and you decide later, you can check with us. But our kits sell out pretty fast, even when we have quantity. All right, so this is kit number 8020498. It's the Soho pattern from Quick as a Wink. But we have an alternate pattern that we think you would like,
and that one is called Gallery. So that would be available if you just want to purchase one kit.